So who are you?
I don't know.
You know, let's do it this way. Because I'm getting, there we go, now I got you in the light.
Okay.
Tell us who you are.
My name is Floris J Verschoor, CEO of Westbury, one of the HP partners focused on reporting for HP Service Manager, and an active Vivid member, leader of the special interest group for HP Service Management. And the question on the table is, you know, how can Vivid help Westbury? That is of such an interest for Westbury that we are willing to sponsor Vivid, right? That's the question that's on the table. And, and I think having a database, even for Service Manager, a database of probably around 1,000, I should say, in Vivid, means that if we can do any kind of marketing, reusing or co-using the install base of Vivid, that is always of interest and always interesting enough to spend money on. Let's put it that way. How much money? I don't know. That's the next question probably. But I can come up with several ideas about how we, you know, especially thinking about webinars, of course, how we can set up webinars for different kind of topics, everything related to Westbury, not only related to the special interest group, that we are probably willing to spend some money on.
You know, one of the concepts, besides just a dollar amount for like a webinar, was you know, per user that attends the event. In other words, if we have a model that's based on, say for example, we get 100 people attend the webinar, or 200 or 300, it's paid per person that registered for the webinar versus a dollar figure that, say if 10 people showed up, you go, if 10 people showed up, do I want to pay $7,000?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And that what just crosses my mind a bit in relation to what we discussed yesterday about surveys. If we can do a survey with Vivid to the
tailored
survey to the service manager customers, and just like 5 or 10 questions, that is very interesting. So that's another thing that we can do.
And with your involvement with the HP Service Management, you built up the HP Service Management member base.
Right,
It's very active. We get a really good response. And in addition to that, if you have any white papers that are purely technical, you know, I know you all blog a lot with the SIG, but if you have white papers content to post,
that's another option.
Yeah, it's another way for exposure.
Even if it's really technical, send it our way. We'll post it. Don't be charged.
Or some new, you know, new success story. You know, customer experience where Westbury, you know, helped this customer, you know, get more availability. You know, from the reporting, they were able to resolve issues quicker.
But it also means that from a SIG perspective, we first of all have to invite all partners. So you know, this is an option from a Vivid perspective. You can as a partner, you can sponsor the special interest group and come up with a model, a pricing model for that. And then Westbury can be one of the partners. I think we have to be very careful that in the end, our SIG is not equal to Westbury. And that's why I'm extremely happy with someone like Mary Kay Peterson. Because she is the customer and she is doing all the webinars without hardly any involvement from me or Martijn.
That's right.
Okay.
So we have to, I think there's a delicate line there between the SIG and Westbury. But you know, at the same time, you just invite the partners who are still active around HP Service Manager, and also the same for the other SIGs, I assume.
Well, yeah,
I
think the SIGs, just like the local chapters, are more about, you know, we're all helping bring the users together. It's not so much about PCI or Westbury.
Right.
But from a partner perspective, we've got things like a storefront, where we're going to have a visual store of Westbury and some discussion things there for Westbury. So if you're a Vivid member, you can go into our store and see what partners we have and what solutions they offer.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Some kind of a shop, an IT
And there might be a little video which you like so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's what we do.
Yeah.
Here's the value we bring to HP software
Well,
customers.
the other thing is that we are internally with Westbury, we're discussing, because we're growing, we're discussing also some kind of community, of course.
And that's another topic.
Yeah, and it might be that instead of, you know, building the community ourselves, we might build it with Vivid. See if that is an angle that we can use.
What did I say?
What?
We have the tools to support our partners for their own user groups.
Okay.
So we have a whole mechanism that we already have established, keeping track of users, creating events, discussions, and they are just tailored to that partner.
Yeah.
No one else gets access to them.
Right. And
It's like a hosting. It's like hosting.
You don't want to have several places or several forums for basically the same kind of questions. So you really want to centralize it.
Well,
especially when
that's the community area, but still, you still have your own website with your own users. So when there's something Westbury or Westbury related, and it's like you do for the other chapters that have a service management event.
Yeah.
You market it to the people you know.
Yeah.
Through the SIG.
Yeah. But it is interesting, more interesting for us to have that probably in the Vivid community.
Okay.
There are way more service manager customers than Westbury customers.
Okay.
And then kind of centralize that. That might be an angle.
And you know, we have the demographics today that we know what customers are interested in.
Yeah.
And we know if they're an administrator, we know if they're a manager or director, if they filled out their profile. So we can segment, and we have segmented by product. At least in the past, I'm sure you can do it as well.
Yeah.
Who's got where the interest is,
Right.
and then we can tailor events to that group of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's just not going to everybody, because we don't want to, you know. And the thing we've done a lot lately that I don't know if it's a good thing. We do so many Vivid emailings that it just goes, it just doesn't click.
No, you mean you have to focus on specific areas and specific groups who are interested in a specific topic, right?
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any other ideas?
No, what just crosses my mind is that I saw on the HP community website, whatever the name is, looks like a Bill Throat.
What?
Bill Throat.
Kraus?
Groot. G.R. Groot. Bill. You know Bill? Groot.
I call him Groot. Groot or Groot.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Looks like he's responsible now for that.
Yes. He
And he's a good friend of mine.
Really?
Bill. Yeah. He's based out of Memphis.
Okay.
So any time that you say, well, it probably makes sense to have a more in-depth or kind of a one-on-one with Bill, I can definitely arrange that.
We already do those. We do.
Yeah. But if there are topics that you say, well, maybe Flor, you can help out with, you know, just see if you can discuss it from a different angle, you can definitely help out.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's a really good guy, Bill.
He's got a lot of work just on him.
For him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To do. So he'll focus on Vivid